People want an authority to tell them how to value things, but they choose this authority not based on facts or results. They choose it because it seems authoritative and familiar, and I'm not and never have been familiar.
This website is youtube.com/c/magicjesus. Please subscribe for more mysteries. The ideas expressed in this video are those of the Golden Dawn Neo-Pagan Mystery Cult, as related by Aleister Crowley. I, your humble narrator, am a hard skeptic naturalist who does not believe in gods, the supernatural, or magic of any kind. But even if Hitler had passed on the Christian mysteries, I would publish them. We all need to question authorities, especially where ancient mythology is concerned. I'm called Philip Dorian, and am available for podcast interviews. I intend to show that Uan Adapa, also called Adamu, was named man, Umanu, and twin as Adamas, or Tammuz, which essentially meant twin. From the website sacred-text.com/ane/adapa.htm, Adapa and the Food of Life. From Cuneiform Parallels to the Old Testament by R.W. Rogers, 1912. Summary. Adapa, or perhaps Adamu, son of Ea, had received from his father, the god Ea, wisdom, but not eternal life. He was a semi-divine being and was the wise man and priest of the temple of Ea at Eridu, which he provided with the ritual bread and water. Let's talk about the twins, James and John, which aren't necessarily twins. But depending how they're presented, they're often presented as brothers, and they are equated by Dennis R. MacDonald correctly with the Dioscuri, or sons of Zeus. From Wikipedia, John. Ion, I-O-N, is a masculine given name. The written form corresponds to two names that are different and unrelated in origin. The first is the Greek name Ion, after the mythical founder of the Ionians. The modern demotic Greek equivalent is Ionas, Jonas, Notus, Jonas, Jonah. That's my little bit there, adding at the end. Second name is the Romanian Ion, which is equivalent to the English name John and has the same etymology as Jon, all tracing back to the Hebrew Bible name Yohanan. Another variant is Ioan, this Romanian name for John the Baptist, Ioan Botezatorul. Common diminutives are Ionel and Ionut. Its female form is Ioana. The surname Ionescu is derived from Ion. However, Ion can also be a surname in Romanian. Wikipedia on James. It is a modern descendant through Old French James of Vulgar Latin Iacomus, Italian Giacomo, Portuguese Tiago, Spanish Iago, as in Santiago. A derivative version of Latin Jacobus, Latin form of the Hebrew name Jacob, Yaakov. The final sin or shin Hebrew letter in the English first names is typical of those borrowed from Old French, where it was the former masculine subject case, as in Giles or Miles or Charles. James is a very popular name in English-speaking populations. The first man, Manu, and his giant twin Yemo are crossing the cosmos, accompanied by the primordial cow. To create the world, Mono sacrifices his brother, and with the help of heavenly deities, the Sky Father, the Storm God, and the Divine Twins, forges both the natural elements and human beings from his twins' remains. If you find this story reminiscent of Romulus and Remus in Rome, I I would have to completely agree with you. And if you find it comparable to Gilgamesh and Enkidu, I would not only call you perceptive, I would call you well read. Uan is the mythic precursor of John. He became Owanis and finally identified with Yohanan in the Hebrew. Gamesh of Gilgamesh is a mythic precursor to James. So, Uan Adapa is a guy essentially called John James, and he shows up as John and James, Jacob and Esau, and John and Jesus in the Bible. These derive from ancient Proto-Indo-European forms and can be found in the ancient literature of the world, and you can start looking at a very big picture of the mythology that ended up in the Bible. Once you see the big picture, you will realize that any smaller picture is simply inaccurate or incomplete. And Thomas is simply a paronym for James, but from the older Tammuz, Damuzid, meaning twin. And so the gist of it is, John and James are very old story characters, thousands of years older than the Bible. They simply had earlier forms of their names. Yamas and Ion are the sons of Apollo, and that's a set of twins that the experts have never pointed out. All of this is a very long story, going back to the earliest written myths. If you continue to visit Magic Jesus channel, I hope to eventually tell the entire story and give people a way to see the Bible that makes a lot more sense than anything they've studied. Thanks a lot. I'm Philip Dorian.